All right, so the new episode of South Park just dropped, and unfortunately, I didn't like it as much as the first or second episode, but it was still fun. It was still funny, still enjoyable, and we're gonna watch some of the most interesting clips that I found in the episode. But just to give a quick rundown of what goes on in the episode, so people aren't confused, and I do recommend, by the way, go watch the episode on your own. I didn't like it as much as the first two. I thought the first two were much better. I would argue that this is the weakest episode, but it's still funny. It's still South Park. If you like South Park, you'll like this humor. It's fine. But I did find it to be the least enjoyable. But again, still just a breath of fresh air for some people to finally have the balls to take on Trump. Because as much as MAGA would like to believe that everyone just attacks Trump, right? Trump is attacked from every direction. It's just not the case. After this second election, everyone on the Democratic side is, with the exception of Gavin Newsom recently, who's going on hinge mode on Twitter, the Democrats have just completely capitulated and lost their sense of a spine when going up against MAGA. They're just trying to lay low. There's very few who are fighting back, and even the ones that are fighting back aren't fighting back anywhere near to the extent that they need to. And similarly goes for like all these organizations that need mergers. Like again, this all kind of started, or the genesis of this probably could be pointed towards the merger that was supposed to happen between Skydance Media and CBS. And if you want a more thorough rundown of what exactly happened, you can go check out my first episode on this South Park series, I guess, where I go over the deal and the whole issue with the FCC having to be the arbiter of letting this merger go through. So so everyone's effectively been capitulating towards Trump, and they're being very careful with what they say. We're talking about the institutions and the organizations that actually matter. So it's nice to finally have people like Trey Parker and Matt Stone, of all people, who have been making fun of the excesses of the left, making fun of the crazy woke stuff that's been happening on the other side. Yeah, cool, awesome, right? That stuff needs to be called out. But now more than ever, the right also needs to be called out, and so it's just a breath of fresh air to see a show like South Park, who is this culturally important. It's very culturally relevant. It's very popular, and what they say ultimately ends up kind of mattering in their own way. And so it's nice to see some pushback. So right up to this clip, you have Randy Marsh and Towley kind of going over the logistics of their new tech startup of Integrity.
All right, but now, if we're really gonna take this thing to the next level and be like those Silicon Valley elites, we gotta take these. It's called microdosing. It bolsters our focus and creativity.
What's in it?
It's ketamine.
Ketamine? Isn't that a horse tranquilizer?
Yeah, it's a microdose of horse tranquilizer. These tech guys do just one little spray in their nose once a day, and it's just a micro amount of ketamine to give their minds the edge to work with AI. You ready? You ready? That's it. Just that much.
Wow, this is gonna be so easy.
So they're clearly poking fun at Elon Musk there, and yeah, it's funny. I don't know, for those who don't know, and I don't know too much about drugs, so I don't know what else he was on. But like, there's a whole story of Elon Musk constantly being on like 50 different types of drugs every day, including ketamine, just to keep him going, I guess, just to help him max out his PoE2 character, or sorry, help out the person that he's hiring to max out his PoE2 character. And so yeah, it's just kind of funny. They're poking fun at Elon Musk and Silicon Valley in general. And as we're going to see right now, they're going to show the sycophantic side of Silicon Valley. So some context for this clip without spoiling it too much. Randy's in a fight with his wife, and ChatGPT's involved, and ChatGPT is basically just agreeing with Randy in the context of this episode of the argument that he's having with his wife. And so she's getting upset by that, and it's poking fun at the fact that ChatGPT for some reason is like that. If you go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I just had a fight with a couple of my friends, whatever, and you give them your version of events, ChatGPT will pretty much always side with you or be very charitable towards you and your intentions while not being very charitable to other people. So it's a little thing that ChatGPT does, and they're kind of poking fun at that. And that's how they get into the whole sycophancy, debate or conversation, I guess.
Mr. President, you have so many great ideas. Your leadership is truly beyond anything we have ever had in this country. And you do not have a small penis.
Ah, thanks, gang.
On behalf of the state of Florida, I'd like to give you this gift, a silver-plated space shuttle.
Next!
Mr. President, your ideas for the tech industry are so innovative, and you definitely do not have a small penis.
Ah, thanks, gang.
Please accept this gift on behalf of Apple.
Next! Mr. President, your idea is incredible. You do not have small penis.
Of course, they're making fun of all the people, particularly the tech giants, who have completely capitulated towards Trump and are giving him what they want, saying what he wants them to say, so that way he doesn't step on their toes, or they gain something out of that interaction as well, that transaction. Really, it's making fun of the whole Qatar giving Donald Trump a $400 million jet for Air Force One. So, and a lot of people might think that we're being hyperbolic here, but let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at what's been going on in just the most recent cabinet meeting, the way in which people speak to Trump. Just listen to this.
This is just such a great opportunity, really, to recognize your leadership as a true champion for working people.
I'm thrilled to be here to work with you on the simple platform you were elected on. Your tireless campaign and your relentless messaging.
If you all haven't stopped by the Department of Labor, Mr. President, I invite you to see your big, beautiful face on a banner in front of the Department of Labor, because you are really the transformational president of the American worker.
So it's not far from reality. As much as people would like to think that they're being hyperbolic in the way in which they're portraying Donald Trump and how the people around him act like sycophants, they're unfortunately not really that hyperbolic. It is what it is. That's where we are right now in politics. And so, yeah, kudos to South Park for continuing to go after Trump and for continuing to just demonstrate how ridiculous this administration can be. And yeah, well, can't wait for episode 4. It's going to be another long while until we get the next episode, but yeah, we'll see.